Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Erik Ten Hag insists Man United star linked with exit has potential to stay at club. Erik Ten Hag has insisted Antony has what it takes to make it at Manchester United. The former Ajax boss signed the Brazilian winger in 2022 in a deal worth a reported £86 million. Despite the massive fee, the wide attacker has struggled to meet expectations, though largely view it as a flop. Antony has managed just 11 goals from 82 games in all competitions. Reports recently have suggested the South American could be allowed to leave Old Trafford on loan, but judging by Ten Hag's latest comments, it seems the Dutchman is not anticipating the 24-year-old leaving anytime soon. Acknowledging Antony's poor form but jumping to his defense, Ten Hag strongly believes the Sao Paulo-born attacker can recapture his best form. He said the following: "I'm still convinced that Antony has the potential to play at this club. He certainly showed that potential in the first month. He scored 3 times in his first 3 games. After that, it became more difficult. Last season was not good." Pressure on Antony to perform has been amplified by Ahmad's brilliant preseason. The young Ivorian, who has had to wait for his opportunities since joining from Atalanta 3.5 years ago, was the best player on the pitch against Rangers during Saturday's friendly in Scotland, a constant threat before opening the scoring with a super finish. The 22-year-old certainly gave his manager something to think about ahead of the new 24-25 season. Transfer interest in Man United star remains despite a fresh chance to stay, says expert. There is still some interest in Manchester United winger Jadon Sancho this summer, even if there is also now seemingly a fresh chance for him to stay at Old Trafford, according to transfer news expert Fabrizio Romano. Speaking exclusively to CaughtOffside for the latest edition of his column for the Daily Briefing, Romano explained that Man United have not received any concrete offers for Sancho so far, even if there are still clubs taking a look at the situation. It could be that things will become clearer in the weeks ahead, according to Romano, who says that Sancho's decision to clarify things with Erik Ten Hag also showed that the England international could end up staying at the club after all. Sancho spent last season completely out of favour with Ten Hag before spending the second half of the campaign on loan at Borussia Dortmund, but the Red Devils manager has spoken publicly to suggest that the issues between himself and the player are now in the past. It will be interesting to see what happens next with Sancho, but Romano has suggested that the situation is open. He said the following: "There is a chance for Jadon Sancho to stay at Manchester United. A lot will depend on the next week's pre-season, feelings with the manager, performances. He has chances to stay. Interest from other clubs remains, but there have been no official bids so far, so it's still quiet." Sancho's decision to clarify with Erik Ten Hag also shows how they can be ready to continue together, but it depends on what happens in the next weeks. Sancho showed his potential in his brief spell back at Dortmund, so it could be that there is still hope for him to produce his best form with Man United, even if there is now increased competition for a place in Ten Hag's starting 11. Man United pushing to sign Arsenal attacking prodigy this summer. Manchester United are keen on signing the Arsenal attacking prodigy Chido Obi-Martin. The 16-year-old forward is on the radar of multiple clubs and he is expected to move this summer. Fabrizio Romano claims that Manchester United are now pushing to sign the teenager and the player is likely to make a decision on his future by the end of next week. It will be interesting to see if Manchester United can get the deal done. Speaking on a playback, Romano said, "There are many clubs in the race for Chido. He will make a decision in the next days. From what I'm told, by the end of next week, everything will be okay. This is the feeling I have. talking my sources, so by the end of next week, Chido will decide which club he joins. Manchester United are really pushing. The Arsenal Academy graduate is highly rated across the country, and he could prove to be a quality long-term investment for the Red Devils. Arsenal will certainly be disappointed to lose a player of his potential to their better rivals. It remains to be seen how the situation develops. Apparently, the player has already snapped the opportunity to stay at Arsenal, and his exit is imminent this summer. Manchester United have a proven track record when it comes to acquiring young players and nurturing them into first-team stars. The 16-year-old could be an important first-team player for them in the coming seasons as well. If Manchester United can get the deal done for a reasonable outlay, the move could look like a major bargain in the long term. The 16-year-old forward will be tempted to join one of the biggest clubs in the world, and he will feel that a move to Old Trafford could accelerate his development and help him fulfill his tremendous potential. Meanwhile, clubs like Bayern Munich, Newcastle, Monaco, and Frankfurt have also made contact to sign the young attacker. It remains to be seen where he ends up eventually. The 16-year-old has already visited Manchester United ahead of a potential move, and it seems like the Red Devils are currently the front runners to secure his signature. Midfielder talking to several clubs about a free transfer amid Man United links, says expert. French midfielder Adrien Rabiot is in talks with a number of clubs after his decision to leave Juventus on a free transfer this summer, though Fabrizio Romano is not currently aware of anything going on with Manchester United. Speaking exclusively to CaughtOffside for his latest daily briefing column, Romano gave his latest insight into the Rabiot transfer situation, explaining that although the 29-year-old is speaking to several clubs, it doesn't currently seem that anything is concrete with Man United, despite what has been reported elsewhere. Rabiot has been linked with the Red Devils in the past, and it could make sense as a low-cost and low-risk target for the club now, with Erik Ten Hag arguably in need of an upgrade on Casemiro in the middle of the park, while it also remains to be seen if Sofiane Amrabat has earned another chance after a slightly underwhelming loan spell at Old Trafford last season. It perhaps looks like Rabiot is not the priority for Man United right now, with the club targeting Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Manuel Ugarte, who could be available as they try to move for Benfica wonderkid João Neves. Romano said the following: Manuel Ugarte said yes to Manchester a few days ago. They have reached an agreement with the player and his agent Jorge Mendes, who also represents Len Yoro. Ugarte wants to go to Man United, and so now they are negotiating with PSG, also because United know that PSG are advancing well in talks to sign a new midfielder, João Neves. So it could be one in and one out in the PSG midfield, as Ugarte is an option for Man United. However, I don't have any substantial update on Adrien Rabiot and Man United now. Despite links, the players' camp is talking to several clubs after leaving Juventus on a free transfer, but at the moment, I'm not aware of anything imminent with Man United. Man United find out what they must do to land 22-year-old summer target. Manchester United have been linked with a move for Everton defender Jarrad Branthwaite this summer. According to a report from The Athletic, Everton have now informed Manchester United that they will have to meet the defender's valuation in order for the move to go through. Everton are unwilling to lower their demands for the player. The 22-year-old is regarded as one of the finest young defensive prospects in English football, and he could develop into a key player for Manchester United. The Red Devils need to bring in defensive reinforcement, and Branthwaite should prove to be a quality long-term investment for them. It will be interesting to see if Manchester United are willing to break the bank for him. They have already secured a deal to sign Len Yoro from Lille to improve their defensive unit. Ideally, Manchester United should look to invest in two quality central defenders this summer, and they have been linked with players like Matthias de Ligt as well. The Red Devils have already had an offer of around £50 million, including bonuses, rejected for the Everton defender. It will be interesting to see if they are ready to improve on that offer in the coming weeks. Manchester United will have to improve multiple areas of their squad, and they might not be able to pay over the odds for the Everton defender. Meanwhile, the opportunity to join Manchester United will be quite attractive for the 22-year-old as well. It would be a huge step up in his career, and he would get to compete at the highest level with Manchester United. Branthwaite has been a key player for Everton, and the Toffees will not want to sanction his departure easily. They will look to recoup a substantial amount of money for him, and it remains to be seen how Manchester United respond. Club president strongly hints Man United transfer target could be allowed to leave. Bayern Munich legend Oli Hoeneß has suggested that Matthias de Ligt could leave the club this summer, hinting particularly at a possible transfer to link up with his fellow Dutchman Erik Ten Hag at Manchester United. De Ligt remains an option for Man United this summer, as Romano previously told us, but after completing a deal to sign Lenny Yoro from Lille, it means they now need to focus on sales before making another purchase, as they will want to make sure they are balancing the books and not risking being penalized over financial fair play breaches. Bayern themselves may be keen to cash in on one or two players this summer after bringing in big-name signings like Joao Palinha and Michael Olise, but it remains to be seen if they will definitely be getting rid of De Ligt. The Netherlands international could still be a useful player for the Bavarian Giants, even if he's been a little slow to get going since joining the club from what also proved to be a slightly underwhelming spell at Juventus. De Ligt notably played under United manager Ten Hag when they were together at Ajax, and it was there that De Ligt was regarded as one of the finest young players in world football. The 24-year-old is now at a point in his career where he needs to think really carefully about what the best move for him would be, as he could perhaps do without more chopping and changing in his life. However, it might also be worth it if it means he can get more guaranteed playing time than he is likely to have at Bayern. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.